Say something.
Hello, are we back on? If you guys can hear us, let us know.
Scream yes.
Bujan.
Oh,
Aunty war. You think what?
okay. I think we're on. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Where am I hearing that from? I think is that yours?
No, my mind is on no volume. Mute.
Okay, I'm assuming we are back on. Oh yes, thank you. You know, I think it's the red, probably.
We're just too hot.
Is Burma having?
Yes.
What?
Burma's having a little life hack issue. She cannot shut her phone off.
He wants to be part of you girls, okay?
Okay, guys, I'm sorry about that. I think the person who sorted it out and saved the day as usual always is the Lord. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Yes, we will bow to
In
you
your dreams,
later.
but thank you, Eric.
You are our life hack.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. So we've wasted about 7-8 minutes. Thanks for being with us. I can still hear your phone,
But my phone is off.
So
You don't know how to turn off your phone.
I have turned it off.
Auntie.
okay, without wasting any more time, I think we're going to talk about life hacks.
Yes.
Well,
What is life hack?
as I understand it,
No,
I
the
think of
phone
MacGyver.
didn't get
Every
turned
time
off.
I talk about life hacks, I just think about MacGyver. That's how I. Can you stop doing that, Sharon?
That's my life
Hey, you are
Okay,
really
it's off.
strange. You are really weird. She has this meow thing that she does over my head, right? That's not even a hack.
I didn't do that at the beginning of the show. I should have done it.
It's not even a hack. This is just hocus pocus. Like just
it's
go
a
away.
hack.
So life hacks, the way I understand it, and Prima, you can chip in a bit what your understanding of life hacks is. But for me, it's just little shortcuts to, making day-to-day tasks simpler. To just make life easier. What about?
So, well,
for
for
you?
me, the biggest life hack really is when I first started out working was to try and see how efficient I could get. Now, there are two words, efficient and effective. Effective means being able to do a lot of things that you want to do. And in order to get there, I figured out that it would be easier if I got efficient in some of the things that I did naturally. For example, how I cleaned, how I cooked, how I got myself ready. It really sounds very boring, by the way. I mean, I would have a list of things to pack if I was going for a 3-day trip, a 5-day trip, going overseas, not going overseas, and there would be lists hanging in my wardrobe. So I didn't have to choose what to wear. I write down a list of stuff to take.
So organized.
Very, very. It's. I mean, let's be fair. Everyone described me as an original bore, the original geek, and everything else because I had these things. The thing, though, is I saved time. I saved a lot of time. So if I wanted to exercise in the morning, shower, wash my hair, even putting on makeup. When they tell you to put sunblock, for example, they will tell you to put it on and wait 20 minutes before you put on your moisturizer and what else. So I figured, again, this is very process oriented. I figured that if you finished your shower, the first thing that you would do is to wipe your face. So if you wipe your face and you put on your sunblock, by the time you dry your body, brush your teeth, and do everything else, 15 minutes is gone, and that's it, moisturizer on.
This one atas level. Wait, I'll stop you right there for a sec, right? I think Prema has her process really thought through and through. But I'm going to come back to you on that, right? Because it's really, really thorough. You can tell by, I know where she's going with this, every little, moment that you can save. Okay, I get it. Sharon, what about you?
You have a chart for it. It's like
Don't ask.
decision
Of course
tree.
she has a chart. Don't ask.
And then the timing is the time bar.
She has.
Wow.
Okay, what is your thoughts about life hacks?
My thought about life hacks is about all those little things that you learn to fix things, like for example, how to clean the silver. So this little powder, convenient stuff, right? So you don't have to go all out to send this to the silversmith to clean this. You just have
Right.
this.
Ini apa?
Ini is to measure circumference of.
No, 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 no.
the-
Let's get to the real stuff.
The jar lah. The
Yeah,
jar.
this
the jar.
is to tell Selena. She has been telling me that she has got this perfect hack to open a bottle, and then she knocked 3 times.
Wait,
and then,
I'm gonna
and
ask
then
you
she
guys.
tell me this is hocus pocus. Like, go open lah.
No. Okay, guys, let me ask you, right? We all have been through this, right? You get a jar from your cupboard, you want to, pour your pasta sauce or whatever it is, and you can't open it, right? You try and you can't open it. Not everybody has this in their
You just
lying
buy
around.
Shopee, it's so easy. SS2 market also can buy.
So wait. Tell me, what do you guys do? I know there's a lot of hacks. I think Prema will have hers. I have mine. Sharon has hers. Tyler had his, which is rubber band. I've used that a lot of times. So tell us, what do you do when you try to get a jar open, right? What is your hack, right?
Throw
So
it
I want to
away,
see
bring
some
another one.
comments. Maybe we can get some comments coming in and share with us, what do you do, right? You really need to get it open. What's the first thing that you do? Of course, okay lah, go get boyfriend lah, or go get husband open for you. But if you're alone, sometimes the guy also cannot open,
Guy cannot open this stuff. They don't know how to do this stuff.
Really?
Oh, did you just hear that,
Yeah.
guys? So
Okay, here comes the
Here
hocus
comes
pocus.
the
for
hocus
me,
pocus.
heat it with a lighter. So Eileen just commented. For me, heat it with a lighter before trying to open the jar again.
That's true.
I think this heat of
Yeah.
hot water.
Yeah.
I think
I
it
put
just
it with hot water.
something to do with
Expansion.
pandai lah. Fionn, I soak the cap in hot water to expand it and then
Betul.
twist it open with a rubber band. Okay. Use rubber gloves, says Chris.
Rubber gloves.
Saya tak ada rubber glove leh.
What kind of rubber gloves?
Cincana, there's
The
the one
synthetic rubber gloves, the surgical.
Could be surgical, could
Yeah.
be dishwashing, those sort of
Isn't
rubber
that
gloves.
slippery?
Yeah. Okay. Mine,
Yeah, this one lah.
you tunggu lah. You wait your
Different
turn.
size
Okay.
punya boleh pakai punya.
Okay, so I do this. If you don't have that at home, everything works, okay? Okay lah, let you win lah. That one good lah. Okay? Okay. So
Here comes the hocus pocus.
you take any knife, okay, but not too flimsy. You just tap 3 times quite hard, right? I guarantee you it will open. I don't care how difficult it is, try it. It will open. Right? You already opened this. So
You tap it at different.
yeah, just tap it at 3 angles. You can tap it 4 or 5 times, whatever you want, right? Just lets go of the same. It's the same concept
So this is
of the
for a new bottle or a bottle that you've already used?
Oh no,
A new bottle.
new bottle.
A new
where
bottle.
Okay, what happens
probably.
if it's a bottle that you already used and you
you can try the same
close
thing.
it too tight?
Same thing. Usually, it's unless it is like honey, because of the
The honey
sugar
is
and it's
sticky,
hardened,
yeah.
then maybe the heat might be
The hot
better.
water.
Yeah,
Hot water.
yeah,
Then the
yeah.
hot water might
But
work.
usually this one is just because of the, like you said, pressure, right? Okay. You punya saya tahu lah, you buat macam ini lah. Memang bagus lah kalau ada lah.
Masuk itu lubang,
Mm.
lepas tu you pusing.
Okay, you have your
Mine,
way.
well, all I've done is I've always squeezed the bottle hard
She's strong.
and squeeze it hard
So
here,
it's all
and then
applying. Yeah.
you can open it easily.
Okay, I'll try that the next time.
It's only because at the time that you need it, you just bang the bottle against the side of any cupboard. There's a great possibility that the whole jar could break. So I learned this hack a long time ago when I had to depend on myself to be able to open a bottle or a jar that's tightly wrapped up. However, the person who suggested the hot water thing, I found that very useful when it comes to, as Selena said, for honey,
Sugar,
sugary,
there's some sort of
sticky thing.
like
Yeah,
yeah,
it sort of melts
sugar.
that sugar bit,
yeah.
and you're fine.
Yeah. Okay, a quick hello. Sorry, we didn't get to say hello to everyone just now. I hope you guys are still with us. Julia, Subhatra, Yuri, thank you for joining us. Sharon Tan, oh, that's you.
I was trying to explain that the Lord was fixing the problem.
Hi, Daniel. And Vivian, Yatong, and we have
Oh,
Darren.
Darren can get a badge because he's always here.
Yeah.
Hi, Darren. Nice to
100%
hear you.
attendance.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, we got Cheryl. Yeah, okay, Fion. And okay, so Yuri says, ask my hubby if he's not available. Ask boyfriend lah. Okay, sorry. I hit the jar as well.
Go to the
Okay.
restaurant.
Okay, so yeah, so that was one simple hack, that I think day to day we all have, come across things
A
like that,
lot,
right?
a lot,
yeah,
a lot.
Yeah. But we're gonna like sort of talk about loosely around little, I'm gonna share mine and I'm gonna pass you on to Sharon. Sharon has a lot, but I'll quickly show you mine before.
Oh, you're cooking something again? Soup?
No cooking. So I do love cooking soup, like you guys know, right? I do love cooking my soup, and I use a lot of spring onion or coriander, herbs. I think half of the time we would buy, a big bunch, and then we'll always end up chucking it out, right? Because after like I don't know, 3 days, sometimes not
it
even
wilts,
3 days, it wilts, and then
changes
it's
color
gone.
and then it's rotten.
So what I do is I get my spring onion, I wash it out, and then I dry it on some paper towels, and then I chop them all up, right? And all I do is I just put it in a sort of airtight container if possible, and I put a, paper towel, put it in, and that's it. This is about a week old. It's about 6 days.
That's brilliant. That is
It's
brilliant.
still okay.
Yeah.
Still nice, dry, but keep it really dry and change the paper if it gets soggy. So yeah, sometimes people put it in the freezer, but I've had no luck with freezer because it kind of went a bit mush.
Mush.
Yeah,
right?
And once it thaws out, the taste is gone as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I kind of like it in a container like this. So I just take a bit, and I've always, used it for my soups and whatever not. So, a little hack for
the
herbs.
coriander, do you soak it in the water?
I wash it, I dry it, and then I do the same thing, but
Okay.
really dry it. So it's always the moisture that ruins it,
Right.
right?
I've
Well-
noticed that if you put it with the roots in the water and in the fridge, it lasts quite long.
It
That sounds very
that
planted.
didn't work. So what I did was this actually said to cut off the roots. So you need to try some of these hacks out for yourself. For example, in Indian cooking, they use coriander and onions a lot. So I get the coriander, cut off the root, have a kitchen towel in a container, put the coriander in dry, put a kitchen towel on top, and I have my coriander lasting me for about a week at least. And that's all I need before I go and replenish. Indian cooking also requires a lot of onions, garlic, and nowadays you can get chopped garlic from the supermarkets, which is an absolute bonus. I mean, don't bother chopping garlic. It's just so tedious and no one actually notices, oh, it's freshly chopped garlic in the curry. Onions are peeled. You get the onions. Listen, if you're making curry, put them all in the blender. They can come out in various sizes. By the time you cook them, everything has blended all together and no one tells you that your onions taste fine, your garlic is finely chopped. They just say, wow, curry motak thing. That's it. That's all you need. Okay, so just go ahead and chop anything up in the blender, make your life easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gonna say a comment on this LinkedIn user. Guys, can help me. Who is this? This is vacuum packed bottle. Turn the bottle upside down and use your palm to hit the bottom a few times. Let the air move inside and try opening. It will open. Yeah, okay. So that's sort of releasing it. So
Is this for
hello
the bottle, is
to do we know who it is and help me out? I can't see it here, but hi CA walao very very ang le.
So CA like first time come on live show at night, huh?
Hi,
CA,
CA.
let's go and buy number.
Yeah, I think kena already this one. Nanti
Yes.
besok kita beli ya.
Sounds like a
Okay.
plan.
Jennifer. Okay.
Hi Jennifer, all the way from Singapore.
So Chris says I add cooking oil into the jar to add with chopped garlic to store into the fridge.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So that's a good hack as well. Sharon, you sudah bawa banyak barang silakan.
That day you were telling me that when you want to remove this label, right? You
Oh.
put minyak.
Yeah, we discussed it, but I I don't have much luck
Oh,
with
okay.
because there's always the residue. I like to keep. I'm a woman. I like to keep containers in jars, all of them, every one of them. I don't throw anything away,
Oh.
but I cannot tahan keeping a bottle if the label is on. I have to
Yeah.
koyak,
Yeah, I
kan.
have to koyak
I
the
soak
label
it.
also.
I do everything, but the label still, the glue
The glue
and the
The glue.
sticky
Yeah, how
stuff.
do you remove the glue?
I've tried many things.
I've actually used a candle
Oh.
first because the heat sort of melts the glue.
Okay.
So once the heat melts the glue, then I have hot soapy water with a bit of vinegar, and then I soak it, and then it seems to come
okay.
off. Yeah.
Okay.
Then it
Okay.
seems to come off. But the heat is very important because you need to get the glue.
The glue loose.
off.
Yeah.
And once the glue is off, and I use abrasive to scratch off whatever I have with the glue, you can still feel it a bit sticky. That's when soap and the vinegar hot
Okay.
would be fine.
I learned this on YouTube. Hair dryer.
That's heat again, right?
Right?
Yeah.
So you just use the hair dryer and then you can peel it off. So sometimes if there's residue, then this is a super thing. WD-40 works for
Tried and
everything.
tested, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you spray WD-40. and you just
Wait.
wipe it.
You koyak
You
until
koyak
everything
dulu.
first under the water, and then whatever residue.
Aunty, listen.
The instructions are now
Step by
coming.
step. Pay attention.
Fast one.
Hair dryer.
Ayo, I sent to you the
Hair
bottle.
dryer,
papaya.
and then you peel it off. Then you have some
remnants.
glue.
Then you use this.
Yeah, see, Prima?
See?
Very smart. Lepas itu you cuci.
Saya bagi botol, you kasih cuci,
Tak mau.
and then pass it back to me.
You sounds
And
like
she
you have,
keeps all the bottles,
like
by
she
the
has a
way.
lot of
She
bottles.
keeps all the bottles. We
what
don't.
a hoarder.
Yeah, okay.
Use Zippo lighter, this one branded one.
Chris says use a Zippo lighter to rub off.
Zippo lighter fluid.
Yeah, to
So-
rub off the glue residue.
Just like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
WD-40.
WD-40.
Okay.
Oh,
This no, you
I
don't.
brought
you can't
it
use
because
this, right?
I know CA was coming on the show. Anti-explosion
Gaslighting.
routine. Okay, this is what happened. I came out today and then I said I need to grab my WD-40, right? And then I put it in the bag. So when I arrived here, Tyler asked me, what's this butane gas for? So I actually took this one instead of my WD-40.
You know why, right? You know why, right? You didn't have your glasses on, right?
Yeah.
You can't see.
Yes.
I told you already. Go get your eyes sorted. How many times already? You changed cermin mata don't know how many times already. You see, here got another one. This one is also Sharon's one.
Fight.
How many? Still cannot see.
Yeah, that's
Aduh.
right. So I don't know why I ended up with the butane.
Because you can't see.
Okay. Is there a hack for that?
Life hack number 1. Don't buy so many glasses because you have no idea where they are. All right.
Life hack number 2. Don't have live show with Selena.
Okay, I'm going.
Okay.
So
WD-40.
we're gonna move to some comments here. Nah, you okay?
Apa
See or
tu?
not?
Darren Lowe. WD-40 is the best life hack. Trust the man of the house. Yay! High five. Okay, here goes CA. As usual, raise hand. Okay. Very polite one, CA. Always raise hand one,
Yeah,
right?
very polite.
Yeah.
I must say.
Must stand up also, CA. Stand up. But. How to protect myself from kena bakar? Cannot lah, that one. You cannot already. Permanent kena bakar one.
Siapa lagi?
Itu makcik bottle hoarder.
Oh, that's me.
Itulah kan? Yes. Thank you, Daniel.
Okay.
Fight. Wow,
Yeah. We love to fight,
Yeah.
not like you tak tahu. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. So we've had a few samples. Let's you want to show some more or not? I'm gonna cover some other topics
Go
for a quick one.
Did you want
Okay.
to talk about this at all? No.
Yeah, if you want, but we'll okay, maybe we'll save it for the next one. And okay. Life shortcuts, do they really help us?
What is a life shortcut?
Well, everything that we've done is actually somewhat of a shortcut to get things fixed. But I'm going to touch on a couple of things beyond these, right? So, for example, my life hacks is not just limited to, fixing little things around the kitchen. I'll give you one example. So when I used to work late and I quite typically I'll get home around 7-8 o'clock. So in order to feed the family and myself without tapawing, I think my hack was just it goes back to being organized.
Yes.
I think having a really thought through list on the weekend, go do your groceries, shop properly, know what you need, so that you always have whatever in your refrigerator to whip up a quick meal, for example. And not only that, there were what do you call it? Packed lunches
Packed
for
lunches
the kids,
yes.
so that you don't pack the same thing, you pack different things. Cannot always give peanut butter sandwich right every day. So
They'll
I
divorce
think,
you.
so I think I went through years and years and years. That was my life hack. It kept me sane, although I didn't enjoy doing the shopping, the grocery. But if I kept to my list and knew exactly what I got throughout the week, everything went really well. Everybody got their food. There was variety. I was happy. I didn't have to keep running back and forth. Last time, Tada, itu Grab.
No, there was no Grab.
Don't
Tapao
have to-
also not that easy.
Yeah.
Well, it's expensive to keep buying food all the
Plus,
time.
you don't know
right?
the quality
And,
all the time.
So that was my basically life hack. As did it work? Absolutely. Did it help me save time, being more efficient? And I think it's sanity as well. I wasn't so mangzang and so gram all the time. Tak ada ini, tak ada itu. I mean, I can imagine. I want to cook this. No potatoes, and you go to the, store to buy one item, right? And all this going back and forth, running around. Didn't have time for that. So that was my hack that really helped me.
Same, because as I got older and my status changed, I became a mom, 2 kids, and all of that sort of thing. I realized that I had to make sure that I organized the food for the week. It's not that I couldn't buy the food or whatever, but eventually you realize that what you cook at home is far better. So if you want to do that, then you have to get yourself organized, and you have to know how many people are eating. I mean, at one stage, I was cooking for 14 people every day. But at that time, I had 2 helpers. As the children are growing, I also realized that one of the biggest hacks was to outsource some of the work I was doing. Now, make no mistake, the fact is that if you do stuff, you know you can do it better than anyone else. You outsource it when you know that it is taking you away, for example, from time you can have with the children, doing things that they enjoy rather than just cooking the food. So I used to organize the menu for the week. I used to get the girls to cut up everything, and I would cook. See, the whole part about cooking, for example, is that the preparation takes up a lot of time. If you have the means and the financial resources to source for help, a helper and all of that, then by all means do it. And if you are like Selena, this is it, okay? The way to keep all of this going, to keep everything under control. The other thing also was to try and forgive yourself if you didn't actually, fulfill all that you wanted to fulfill. So for example, if you had 10 things that you wanted to do throughout the week, you fell short on 2, don't knock yourself out. You'll be fine, okay? Just forget it and just keep going. If not, all you do is to stress yourself out.
Cut yourself some slack.
Cut yourself some slack. If everything failed on one day or whatever, and you are eating out with the kids, make the best of it. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about school tomorrow. They're not going to die if one day the whole timetable goes crazy. All right? So just enjoy it.
At 50, I do reflect. I said, if I did it all over again and, start having a child again and all, I will be so much more laid back. Seriously. I won't be half as uptight as I used to be. I won't really care if I missed, that bottle of milk or whatever. Like, chill.
Was it an expectation that you put on yourself, or was it an expectation that somebody else has put on you?
Both, I think. Sometimes I think mainly the first one. You always want to be that good parent, right? You want to meet certain expectation. And there's peer pressure. Why you never do this one for your kid? Your kid still this, that, right? So there's always some sort of, better, right? But I think if I had to do it all over again, I would not really bother and let it bother me as much as back then. Like you said, no one's going
to do it better than you.
Yeah,
I mean,
and cut yourself some slack, definitely.
My children had grandmothers on both sides who loved this big tin of cuticura powder. I don't know whether you've seen it.
The orange one.
The orange
Right.
one, which then graduated to Johnson's, which comes in a very big, in a much bigger size. And when I come back home and I try to make it back for one meal to be with these babies of mine, I end up seeing two children coming to me completely white, powdered. Yes, and these days everyone worries about the talcum powder going into their lungs. At that time, I reasoned with myself that this is what our parents grew up with, and the person that we married didn't die. We also didn't die when our mothers did it to us. So maybe our children will survive as well. So cut yourself some slack, cut the old people some slack. They're doing it out of love, okay? It's better that the children grow up with plenty of powder and lots of love.
and smell good.
And then no powder, but growing up with others who don't really care about their welfare. So cut everyone some slack. You will enjoy it if you do.
So in summary, I think they do help us a lot, these little hacks. But I would like to see some of your suggestions, or what are the hacks
what
that
do you do?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
What are your maybe some things that you practice at home, little tips that you could share with us that possibly we don't even know. So I think Sharon, why don't you share the next one while I get to the next comment.
Oh, this one.
Ah,
Right. You done this?
I haven't done it, but I know exactly what it.
I mean,
because
these
I always
days-
have this problem.
These days you always have that hanger with that little
Clips.
Oh, but I
clip,
still have
right?
these.
and
that
then
has-
the clothes keep falling off.
yeah,
So you just
absolutely.
put a rubber band. So smart, right? Smart hack. So you just put a rubber band on it. Cheap.
Betul?
And then if you run out of rubber bands, you know exactly where to go. Have Sharon's house and look for her hangers. Yes.
I do have a lot of rubber bands at home. I donate it to the auntie that sells chi chong fan outside.
You got to do this one. So
This one is a good one.
CA say, but what
but.
is the round thingy on the table in front of the Coke bottle? Ini ya,
Wrong
CA.
thingy.
Inilah.
Oh,
Ah.
this is to
this is
polish
very
your
good.
shoes. CA, not your shoes lah. Okay, this is something that I learned from my mom, right? Me, the clumsy person, sometimes will scratch the wooden table, and then she would say, "Go get the shoe polish." I said, "This is a table, not a shoe." She said, "Yeah, just bring the shoe polish." And then there she goes. She just rub it on the table with the scratch, right? The scratch looks a bit white, but once you put a brown one, it covers off that scratch.
And then it
after-
stays.
Over time, it's just fill up that little gap that you have scratched.
Does it work with the
Just
the hot
flooring
water
as well?
mug? When you put the hot cup and then the ring.
No.
No,
This is when you scratch it.
Oh, scratches.
This is when it scratches it.
Still good.
So it's good for the table. It's good for
And
the
like-
flooring, the wooden
And it's
flooring
a
as
cheap,
well.
cheap fix as well, right?
Yeah.
Instead of. Okay.
Mothers always knows best.
I agree.
You should take this comment. It's very.
Oh my God, Prema, both my kids had lots of talcum powder on their faces when they were babies. There are photos for proof. Subhadra, I also have photographs for proof. My kids have been trying to get rid of these photographs for years. But every now and then when they dress up for a function and ask me whether they look good, the first thing I want to show them is the talcum powder babies, talcum powder babies. Yeah, but they've survived, still got good lungs. No infections. So
Got good lungs.
I guess you just have to have talcum babies all the way, man. All the way if you're Indian.
Okay, so keep your best tried and tested life hacks coming in, and do share with us. In the meantime, I just want to talk about are they really productivity boosters, these life hacks? Sharon, what is your...
It's like both of you
Yeah.
has basically shared that, when you bring up your children, all these are really
Masak lah.
productivity booster for you, right? Because you need to get organized. So I think it's kind of part of getting organized, as well as just little tips that helps you to get organized.
But you need help, right?
On what?
Finding your keys.
Yes. Yes.
Can I
Word
ask
of
you?
warning, another fight coming up.
Can I ask you? Do you have a home for it?
No.
Why?
Because
Why don't you
I
put them
will
in the
not
same
be able
place?
to find a home.
It's the same place. It's only one place. You can find your home, right? Every day you can find your house, right?
Yeah, with ways.
So
No. Yes, I can find my house.
I told you guys this is
So-
going to be
So
interesting.
she has home within a home. I cannot live so complicated.
No,
Such
I
a
have
complicated
everything.
life.
Okay, so I have everything has a
within
home.
I'm sorry, Sharon, but I agree with Selena
Yeah.
on this one.
All I have is
Who invited
everything.
you?
Ooh,
Yeah.
calm down. Calm
Cat
down.
fight coming among the aunties.
I think one of the ways I started teaching Tash when she was young, my daughter, was that everything has a home concept. So if we had this bowl, we would just put it by the entrance, right? And this is where the keys or the key card, or maybe I have a bowl for loose coins or whatever it is. And it can be your whatever method that works for you. It could be a little basket somewhere, or you got those key hangers, right? And then you come in and then you pop your key. So I think it's just cultivating the habit to put, because we will forget. I mean, the worst thing I do is I have my phone and then suddenly I say, oh, wait, I need to take the washing. Suddenly it's raining, right? Gonna take the washing in. And then I'll put my phone down
No, and then forget.
randomly somewhere. And then I'll spend the next half an hour like, mana saya punya telefon ah? I
That's
knew I
very
put it
common.
down
That's
somewhere,
very common,
but I
yeah.
can't for the life of me. No. So we all do those things. So I
So
think
you mean when it's heavy rain out there, you're holding your phone, and instead of running to the clothes, you just run to that little home for your. You still got time to run.
yeah, I
to
have
the
my
little-
Because it's
designated.
the same
I still have my
place.
designated place.
It's the
so
same place. You
Just put it in the
automatically.
pocket.
Tada pocket?
Tak pakai baju, tak ada pocket house.
Masuk.
All right, this is not an X-rated show. Please continue watching. It's Sharon at her best. No, I agree. But the only exception that I make is that I have this one little, it's a big drawer, but one little place where I put things that I can't classify, all unknown stuff, okay? So it gets in there, and then usually about 6 months, I can't open the drawer. And then I know that I have to do some spring cleaning. So that's when I decide to throw things out or to keep. Now, the rule of thumb for me has always been, if I have not desired it for 6 months,
You don't need
if
it.
I haven't touched it for 6 months, I don't need it. I donate it or I just chuck it.
Really, you're
Yeah.
so
Boring. Never mind. Boring. That's the word you're looking for. Try very hard to be
you-
polite.
you-
So
I
good
need
of
to
you.
go
to her
Too
house and
disciplined.
clear out all her bottles.
Okay. There are two groups of people
How many
where
cabinets
you
do you
cannot
have?
do that with. One are bottle lovers, and the
Oh.
other is from Penang. So I married a Penang fellow who doesn't believe in
Anybody
throwing
from
out
Penang here?
anything at all. Fortunately, we now have recycling, and these people come. So I have an excuse to give away bottles and jars that we don't use. If not, it would be like Sharon looking for like Selena looking for a place to house all these bottles.
So you have a home for your bottles.
yes, you have a problem.
Probably
least I
think
have-
she has a
At
home
least I
for
have,
a bottle. for her
whereas
bottle.
somebody keeps losing their keys because they just don't know where they put them, and then they frantically
It's
look for.
somewhere in the house.
But you lose so much time looking for it.
Yes, you understand.
Yeah, but what's the excitement
have-
of life of if you don't?
What, looking for keys is
Yeah,
exciting? Oh my
yeah.
god, so
People-
sad. Sharon.
People pay to go for those
Selena,
amazing,
remind her about the
amazing
handbag today.
race. Oh yeah, the handbag.
It's all right. Keys, handphone,
I-
handbag.
Even if I had time, I wouldn't want to run around, half an hour looking for my keys. But hey,
Yeah,
everybody
but I
likes.
do have a place for the key, right? When you walk
So-
in, there's a little
But you just
basket.
don't use it.
No, I just don't have the habit to put it into that box, right?
So the
But
basket
there's the
is
word. There's the word. A habit.
Okay.
So if you make it a habit,
See,
it,
I'm being lectured here about
automatically just goes in there. It just goes in there. So if you come in even without thinking, a habit is something that you do without thinking, like brushing your
But
teeth.
with the car key, right? Now it's all keyless. You just shove it inside the handbag. You walk inside the house. You just go to your room.
So, does anyone else have a helping hand here for Sharon?
Any hacks for
Any
me?
hacks for her, especially when it comes
Selena
to
has given up.
handbag, keys,
Is
phone?
You lose your shoes?
My slippers. I
You lose your slippers?
I wear
Slippers.
slippers at home.
You can.
right?
House slippers. You can't find your house
I
slippers.
can never find my house slippers.
So you get
I'm
in the
trying
room,
to
you
train
take
my
out.
dog to find my house slippers.
That's not a life hack. There is no life hack where you train your pets to do things for you.
Why not?
Okay, for those of you who are able
I
to
want
help
to put an
Sharon
air tag
with
on my
the
slippers.
major problem that she has, please send it to us right now. If not, you can directly
I
message
need
her.
help.
Copy me
I
on
think you
this.
need help. I think you need help. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's just part of. Sorry, don't listen. It's just part of aging. It is. Yeah. To some.
Oi. Oi.
Eddie, we're all in this.
I don't know what you're
we're
talking
all
about.
auntie,
We're all
okay?
equal.
Okay. I think the CA and CK, you guys, the shoe
my God.
polish, right?
I just
Got-
saw one comment I
got-
don't want to
Got
respond to.
nothing to do with the Lord slipper lah.
Our slipper is not even leather. This is leather shoe polish lah.
Ask Sharon about wheelchair. Sharon, wheelchair.
I shouldn't have invited my sister on the show.
Oh, I love this. Sisters will always tell the truth. Come on, out with it. What's your sister's name?
Ning.
Ning. Tell us, Ning. Ask the question, Ning. Please go ahead.
Yeah, she asked
Yeah,
the question.
wheelchair.
She just trapped me into the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, at one point of time, as you know, my mom was on wheelchair. So when I had to take her out, so I will make sure that I push the wheelchair to the door. She gets out from the wheelchair, a few steps, she gets into the car, right? So I make sure she's fastened the seatbelt and everything. And then I put myself onto the driver's seat and I just drove off. Then when I arrived at the junction, I said, "Oh my God, the wheelchair is still at the porch."
Why am I not surprised? I am not surprised.
I have to turn back and get the wheelchair.
All of you are interested as to why we decided to do a show on life hacks. I think it was because of the comedy that Sharon Tan was going to present unexpectedly to all of us today. You will have the wheelchair behind.
Yes. Well, at least I didn't leave my mother.
You should air tag everything. According to Chris, you need to air tag
Yeah,
everything.
I want to air tag. I have an air tag for my purse and my keys and things like that. I need to air tag my slippers. But
We have
I need my slippers.
So I don't think we're going to talk about, excuse me, life hacks with you, Sharon. I think we've got to go back to some basics here.
Yeah.
After the show, please stay back.
So apparently air tags have been provided to Sharon.
Oh,
Oh, you lost them as well.
really?
Yeah, I think your sister is all out to get you.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Ning.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
We
you
have
guys just cut the YouTube channel?
no.
Just cut it.
For journalistic integrity, we cannot.
Can you just block? Can you just block this Clancy 1715, please?
a quick comment here. Anyone does the 1, 2, 3, 4 checks just before leaving the house to ensure wallets, keys, phones, etc. are on the body.
Yes.
CK. I think that is brilliant. I sometimes can't remember all of it, even though I do my count, I might miss, but the basic ones.
Really?
Well, yeah, you always you always look in your bag quickly, right? Okay, got my keys, got my wallet, okay, I'm ready to go. Except Sharon, she leaves her bag. She
For
just
all
left her
those
bag
who would
just
like to have coffee with Sharon to eliminate these
yeah.
suggestions that you're making, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Please go
please
ahead.
teach us some of
Send
these.
me all your remedies, please.
So we have roughly, we've lost some time, but we've got roughly about another 5 minutes, 6 minutes, right? So is life hack something of a special, just a fancy name for common sense?
Well, here's the thing. Until you actually, try out something, you listen to other people and what they've tried, you're not quite ready to do any of these, So take your moment to decide. No, actually, I'm not even hitting out at Sharon. The reality is that
CA is not
it,
even on
it
your
doesn't
show. I feel
actually
burnt.
go directly to your success or whatever. But the challenge for me is that I never had enough time for a lot of things. And I figured I needed to carve out that time.
Right.
So most of these hacks were helpful to me in carving out the extra time for reading, the extra
Yeah.
me time, the extra time that I needed to finish my exercise, my morning run. So I just kept doing this efficiency thing very much naturally, very, very much naturally. It just became a way of life. So really, it's what they say, horses for courses. I cooked, I worked, I looked after the kids, I had responsibility for old people, my parents, as well as the extended family members, a few of them. So I found it necessary to cut short a few things, to take on whatever there was that other people gave suggestions for doing and all of that, to see whether it worked for me.
Right.
And if it didn't, I would try something else. But the best thing I learned when I was doing this was from an old auntie of mine who said, kalau boleh, buat. Kalau tak boleh, relax. And don't stress
Okay.
out.
Yeah,
Just see
yeah,
what
don't
works
kill
for you.
yourself
Yeah,
for it,
don't kill
right?
yourself for it.
Here you go. Toyo power auntie. I'm not gonna read any more comments from this.
It's a nice
Clancy.
one.
It's a nice one.
It's a nice one.
Sharon needs attack.
No, it's fine.
I got life hack. Paper towel can be used to clean up all the oil. Oh yeah, that's right. Have you
towel?
tried to clean when you have curry, you pack curries
Uh-huh.
in
The
plastic
oil on
container.
plastic.
Yeah, the oil on plastic.
I throw them away.
Oh, you just put a paper towel inside,
Mm.
and then you just put some
Liquid.
Dishwashing liquid, and you just shake it, and
And it will
cleans.
stick. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it
it
cleans.
cleans, it
Yeah,
cleans.
it cleans.
Yeah.
You throw it away. I thought you keep all of them.
Except for the oily
I
ones.
don't like. I can't stand it when they're greasy. Even the tiniest bit of grease left over from a plastic container.
Even your expensive
I don't use. I only use
Tupperware
glass.
containers.
Oh, glass is easy
Yeah.
to clean grease.
Oh,
and
okay.
all that.
Yeah. I only use glass for certain food. Last few minutes, bring out all your favorite life hacks
Has
and share with
anybody
us.
used the Coca-Cola to clean the toilet? You read a lot about this, the
No, I
YouTubes and
haven't.
things like that.
Never.
Using the Coca-Cola to clean the toilet. I think Tyler has done it before. I think he wasn't trying to clean the toilet. He was just trying to pour it inside the toilet and put the Mentos inside and get the toilet blown up. I've always wanted to try it.
Try lah after this.
Wash the toilet, but every time I
But your
bring up,
toilet very clean now.
yeah, that's why every time I bring up a bottle, right, I will just end up drinking it.
But I don't
Like
think
that.
anybody else would actually think I'm sane if I were to use Coca-Cola to clean the toilet. Why la use something so fantastic and expensive to clean toilet? I mean,
But they say it's very effective.
but your toilet cannot be that dirty lah at home.
Tastes better.
Tastes better.
So apparently your mom did it before and squeaky
Oh.
clean the toilet.
My mom too.
Your mom
Oh.
tried before.
That's where all my Coca-Cola went.
You know now.
Now you know.
Auntie.
Aha. It was you, mom.
Okay, last, we're going to spend the last couple of minutes just sort of sharing, whatever life hacks. I mean, it's been a nice topic because we can go
Oh,
on and
but
on.
hang on. These two ladies, before the show started, asked me, and I told them I even organized my wardrobe to make sure I don't wear the same baju lah, So if it comes back from the laundry or dry clean or whatever, it goes to the right-hand side. I take all the clothes from the left. So that way I end up using all my clothes. So Selena is completely disgusted with me. Sharon,
I agree.
Sharon
I do
really
that.
agrees with me.
Yeah,
So,
surprisingly, right? Yes.
so what about the rest of you? What about the rest of you? Are you organized about what you wear every day so that you don't wear the same
Yeah,
thing?
because it kind of like a roller deck.
Okay,
Yeah.
I tell you why I can't, because I dress by mood. So if I wake up a certain way, I feel a certain, like today, red was okay.
Mhm.
But there are some days I can't wear red. It's a blue day or a black day. So I dress
I'm
very
sure
much
you have
in
more
mood.
than one rate.
No, it's
So the system here is,
If-
if you have more than one rate,
Mm.
so if this rate is on the first level, which you just brought it back from the laundry, you
Mhm.
don't take this rate. You take the rate from the,
I don't want to
Back.
wear red. I woke up
Feeling blue.
okay,
feeling
then you
what
take the,
everything
you
but-
don't take the blue from this side, but take the blue from the other side because you just wore the blue yesterday.
Mm.
in theory, it's like this.
Yeah.
But in reality, it probably won't be like this, right? The one that I'm due to wear, maybe it's not there. I don't feel like wearing any of this.
You can go to the shop.
I wear what I want to wear. What is the problem with these people? I don't know. I cannot understand. You are very complicated. It hurts my head.
What's the problem with her? Keep wearing the same baju, right?
I usually just pour Clorox to clean toilet. I do the same. Chris, I don't think I will try Coca-Cola. I
Yeah.
don't have Coke at home anyway, so Clorox works for me. Okay.
Me too.
One of my other favorite hacks, very quickly before we end, is I love making smoothie at home. I think it's cheap and it makes a great meal. I tend to freeze all my all bananas, any fruits that I have. I chop them up and I'll just chuck it in a bag and I'll put it on the freezer. So when I want to do a smoothie,
what a clever girl.
I don't need to have ice. They
Yeah.
work as ice. The fruit are little ice cubes, and then you just put yogurt and whatever
So
milk
a
you
mixed
Mixed,
type
yeah.
of fruits.
whatever fruit. I don't waste any fruit. So once they get a bit ripened, even bananas, you don't have to peel them. You can put the whole banana with its peel in the freezer. When you want it, you peel. They'll look black as anything. They won't look very nice, but they are perfectly fine. And just put it into the blender. You don't need any more ice, and it makes perfect smoothie.
That's a
Right?
clever one.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
clever
And you
one.
will
I
never
like that.
waste. You will never waste any fruit. No matter, it could be strawberries, it could be anything, kiwi, whatever. Just freeze it, chuck it in.
Okay, next show you make us smoothies.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Any last hacks to share before we wrap up? We're already kind of okay. Do you want to take this, Subhitra?
I dress by mood too. Most of my clothes. So this is for you.
Yeah.
Someone who dresses by mood, not
Yeah,
by
yeah, well,
organization of the
Most of my
wardrobe.
clothes are dark colored, but I do have red, yellow, orange. So when I feel colorful, I just grab and wear it. I'm pretty much the same, and some days it's color. Some days I feel like I want to wear something really long, and some days I just feel like wearing shorts. It's funny. I can't explain. I can't explain, but I am a very mood-driven person. And sometimes it's also who you're gonna meet, right?
Right.
If you're gonna meet someone like Eric, don't bother with anything nice. He will not be
Don't bother
impressed.
with anything nice.
Yeah, he won't be impressed. He's like, oh, why are you so you feel so overdressed next to him. So it's also who you're going to meet, right, on that specific day. So if Fish wants to impress a specific guy, so she will put on her, her best
Size
Little-
14.
little black dress. If not, she'll be in, So yeah, absolutely agree with you. Okay, super. Okay, I think we're run out of time. Ladies, thank you for all the examples. Prema, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Prema. It's so nice having
for-
you here.
It was a total pleasure being with both of you. So thank you very, very much.
See, we didn't
It's
fight,
like-
right?
And thank you, everyone, for all the comments and for participating.
Yeah. Any last words, Sharon?
No.
Air tag everything?
Yes, I will air tag everything. But I cannot find this app on the air tag.
Okay, so that one is for later. We'll take that after this. We'll teach you, or we'll ask Chris or somebody to teach you all that. Okay.
Then I need to find my phone.
Yeah. Shh. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week. I think it's Eric and Daniel next week, but you'll tune in for. Look out during the week. We'll let you know what are the topics for Sarah and Slipper. We've had an amazing time.
Yes,
Thank you,
as
and we'll
usual.
see
Thank
you
you.
again.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.